Hello, Killy P here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. This will be what if Deku was abandoned and part of the military part 4. I hope you enjoy. So, pretty much, we'll cut back to when Slug was giving all of the evidence to the policemen at the station, and because they're really lazy, they want to get out of it. So, they try their best to get out of it, but the pure amount of evidence that Sludge has is so much, is that he has to go to his superior. They have to go to their superior to show him the evidence, because this is not a singular case. This is like a massive organization. And pretty much what this superior says is, oh my god, this is such a big operation. Why didn't you come to me this straight away? But as soon as he looks at the names again of the criminals, he says, drop the case immediately. I don't care what you say. We are dropping this case no matter what. The police officers are so confused, but they go, okay, I don't care, because they legitimately did not care about this case at all. The reason why the police chief there dropped the case is because those names have came up so many times and has been stopped by the higher officials, his bosses, and pretty much his bosses had said, if these people show up, you cannot arrest them. And you've probably guessed it by now, but this boss is the boss of One for All. And these people are the main suppliers of income to One for All and the government. So the government and One for All get their money from the university and these really shady guys. But the amount of money they bring in is so ridiculous, is just raining. It's just millions and millions a week. So it's just like they go, the rewards outweigh the risks in this situation. So the police chief says, I don't care what you have to do, we are leaving this case. And these two men in their head is just going, yes. And they walk back to Sludge, and Sludge says, okay, what are you gonna do now? Like, as if he's already won, and saying, I finally got you two. And they say, we are filing this as lack of evidence and not pursuing it any further. And Sludge is just so confused and outraged at this point, and says, I demand to see your superior. And the two police officers smile and smirk to each other and say, okay. And Sludge is very confused about this response, because he wasn't expecting these two to actually want him to see his superior about this. And the two policemen come in, boss, he wants to talk to you. And the police chief of the station comes in and says, sorry sir, we are dropping this case, no questions asked. And then he said, what? And they said, here's $100 of compensation for the mistakes that they've been making. I'm very sorry, but we can't do anything. And he's just outraged at this point, and he just goes, and runs out of here and says, I'll get you for this, and just runs off. And all the policemen in the station just start laughing at that statement. Just like, I can't believe he actually believes he would win that. And, okay, we're gonna cut back to Sludge running back to the apartments. Sludge is in a complete rage. His eye starts going red, and he starts to drip slime. But he came up with this brilliant idea. See, he also has been getting noise complaints from these people, because the neighbors were getting sort of agitated because how loud they talk, because they talk on the balcony. And the neighbors need to sleep, so they can't sleep with them constantly talking. So there've been constant noise complaints about every single one of them. So Sludge is also very, very smart. It's not just Izuku, they also modified his brain, even though it doesn't show any brains, but he's really smart. Nowhere near Izuku, nowhere near anyone, but he's smarter than the average man, human, doesn't matter. Will let you know that he's smart. And pretty much, he's going to file noise complaint reports and kick him out of the building, the legal way. And pretty much, he does that and just says, screw you. And because he wanted them to get arrested, so he would get more, there would be a lot of compensation money going through all the buildings and all the stuff that they've done. All the compensation would go straight to Izuku, pretty much. And Sludge went, well, Sludge and Izuku wanted that money, and as soon as Izuku knew, and Izuku completely agreed with his plan, they went along with it, and they got kicked out of all the buildings. So that's how it ended abruptly, and they just pretty much scrabbled off, really pissed off. But now, actually, scratch that. But now, Izuku will be going back to the university where he's studying. Ida, like I said, he also got into this course with Izuku. So, but Ida is really more, he's sort of like more of a justice seeker, like more like abiding by justice. He's not just rules this time, he's rules and justice. So as soon as he figured out what they're doing, he was going to try to expose them, but they instantly shut him off by just saying no. And physically, the police didn't care about any of Ida's story. Media never cared about it. It never got published. Anything that was even in the editing stage didn't get published. No one knows why, but at the end, they just said no, don't show it. Because pretty much all their lives were at risk if they did. So, Ida's just pissed off and really just still trying to expose them no matter what. They can't really do anything because he's a part of a prominent family, and you can't really get rid of someone like that unless they were killed by like an accident that's obviously an accident. But I won't really worry about killing Ida yet, so just don't worry about him. He's still trying to expose him and all that. But Izuku is just slowly, he is helping them make Nomus, but he's not trying to improve them, even though he knows how to. At this point, Izuku knows how to mess with the quirk gene inside someone else's body. Like, he could go full Dr. Evil and just completely dissect someone and make them really, like, 10 times stronger and a mindless automaton at this point. But Izuku has a very strong moral compass, so he wouldn't do that. So pretty much with this knowledge, he was able to improve Sludge from going into, when he goes into a blind rage, he starts to go in Sludge. Now he's completely human, and he's able to shoot Sludge, but his blood and all organs inside of his body are still Sludge. So pretty much as soon as they get past the skin, it's just Sludge. Well, yeah, it's just Sludge. So if anything punctured him, he wouldn't feel any damage. He looks completely and utterly human without any mess ups. He looks perfect. Izuku would have dyed his hair black again after the USJ attack, because obviously he needs to still be incognito about this. So because he's back in his, going back to his school, doing all this stuff, and pretty much he's still trying to figure out more information about this doctor and how to pretty much kill one for all and all of his superiors and overall of that stuff. He's still trying to figure all that stuff out. But then he overhears All for One and the doctor talking, because All for One is the president there. They just don't see his face. He pretty much lives in the president of well, not president. He lives in the, no, what is not president, I mean, dean. He is the dean of the school, and dean of the university, and he was actually not. But pretty much, he overheard them conversating about their next plan in the city across over, sending a metric crap ton of Nomu there, and this hero killer Stain. So pretty much, Izuku has nothing against the hero killer Stain, and Ida would be pissed off, but he can't do anything this time because he's pretty much the doctor for One for All. One for All? I mean, All for One. Pretty much stuck Ida there, and he's pretty much, it's nearly impossible for him to get out of the school. So they're pretty much locking him inside the school like a cage, because he's been known to be a issue for them. He's not going to be killed yet, but he's still an issue that they need to sort out. So pretty much what Izuku does, he hears this, and he tells Sludge, and Sludge goes, "Oh, finally I can do something that's not so boring," because Sludge has just been doing regular residential stuff, and slowly just whittling him down to become more and more bored. So now this is going to make him really excited. And Izuku too, because he knows how to modify quirks and all that stuff, so yeah. So pretty much what's going to happen is the hero killer will kill the third class hero, Tornado, whatever, and Ida wouldn't come in to help him, and Ida wouldn't die there. Izuku, all that stuff wouldn't happen. So pretty much what would happen, the serial killer Stain is still out there, hasn't been captured yet. And he's gonna stay like that for a little bit at least. So pretty much all the Nomus came in attack, and everyone's fighting them off. But Izuku dyed his hair green again, puts on all of his uniforms, badges, puts on his military cap, and him and Sludge, Sludge is going to be wearing his regular stuff, but he won't be wearing, he'll be looking like he is in canon. He'll be look like the Sludge villain, sort of like to show that, so no one knows what he really looks like, which is an alias, so pretty much he's pretty much showing his real self, sort of like what Izuku is, and they go out, and they help the heroes kill the Nomus, but they only help heroes that they know is good. Any heroes that are going for fame, they won't kill it, they'll watch the Nomu, so it doesn't hurt any bystanders, but they will not help any heroes they do not deem worthy. But at the end, when everyone's celebrating, saying, yes, we finally did it, and this time there's a lot more hero casualties, than there was before. Because they were not helped at all by Izuku, and Endeavor didn't try to get there fast because Todoroki didn't try to run over there to help Izuku. So because that never happened, Endeavor took a lot longer to get over there. So pretty much what happened is a lot more Nomus collapsed on the weaker heroes. Izuku and the Sludge helped out all the ones they deemed worthy and a righteous heart, but any of them that weren't, the unlucky few, are pretty much dead. Yeah, so pretty much there was a lot of hero casualties, but what happened with the bodies, no one knows. All the bodies of the Nomus just disappeared. This is what happened. While they were celebrating, Sludge came in and took all of the bodies, and at this point, the top floor of the apartment's fitted out with everything. There's a lab for Izuku to do anything he wants. There's a gym, food, it's pretty much everything you would need except shops on the top floor. There's entertainment, there's everything you would need. So pretty much, Sludge would go into Izuku's labs and starts to stack up a bunch of all of the Nomu's bodies. Because Endeavor didn't get there, which Endeavor did finally come over and help out by wiping out, he would kill, 7 of the Nomus, compared to, I'm pretty sure in canon he killed a lot more. He killed a lot of Nomus. So, pretty much, Izuku's lab, there were, let's say, 20 Nomus in his lab that was a combination between him, Sludge, and some of the other heroes killing them, and pretty much put in Izuku's lab. And what's happening now is, after this, everyone starts to hear stories about the green, well, I'm not sure if I want to call them the green people or the green team. Well, pretty much a green boy and green Sludge was helping out and killing all the Nomus. It's sort of like an urban tale and an urban myth in the city that these two these two figures comes out and helps people in need. And people started to come up with rumors and stories about them. But at this point, they were just speculation. Only a race ahead knows even Izuku exists. Everyone's forgotten about the Sludge villains. No one cares about him at this point, because they just think, okay, he probably left the country because he was afraid of All Might chasing him. So pretty much what happens is, when Izuku comes back and sees all the bodies, he gets a devilish smirk and says, finally, I can do some of my own research. Because Izuku was never allowed to take anything back home from the university. He could only take his knowledge. So with his own knowledge, he was able to concoct his whole lab, everything by himself. So pretty much what he did, now he has a stack of Nomu bodies to test on. So he uses 5 for his own personal testing and seeing what he can improve, make better, and just what needs to go, what needs to stay. And pretty much what he does, he takes villains that he deems unworthy to be alive. Instead of killing them, he abducts them and puts in a fake, because he can create anything he wants as long as he thinks of it. He creates a fake dead one of the villain, and he kidnaps the real one and goes over to his lab and starts testing with it. So now Izuku, and this takes over all of his testing, all of his making. It takes, let's say, 6 months for him to completely finish all of his testing. So now he would be 19 years old, and he still has, this is not 6 months, he would take 3 weeks to finish all of his research on it. And pretty much this is going to be before the forest camp, but not too far away from it. So pretty much what's going to happen is Izuku is finally has created his personal Nomu. This Nomu is pretty much like Kirigiri. I remembered that this time. Thank you, comment section, for that one. So it's like Kirigiri. It's very loyal, but it pretty much has strength. Imagine the original Nomu that was created, that was able to beat All Might, but 2 times stronger. Obviously, I'm going to make it green. It has no weak points. It has full intelligence. And it's able to, I'm not going to say teleport, but it's able to move very far. So pretty much it's like the original Nomu, but able to talk, smart, and pretty much has 0 weak points and 2 times stronger than it. So now, and it's obviously green eyes, and it's going to look human. This Nomu is going to look like human. but it's not going to be male. This is going to be a female. It's going to be his alias for his mother. So this is alias mother. I don't want to come up with a name for this Nomu yet, so I'm just going to call her Nomu. So this is going to be a very feminine Nomu. Well, not very feminine. It's going to be a woman. Nomu. The first of its kind. Whoop-de-doo. So it's going to be a female Nomu, but it's going to look nothing like any of those weird Frankenstein-looking monsters. It's going to look human, but it's going to have 2 times strength of pretty much it's going to have the strength of Prime All Might with double All Might's intelligence. So it's a better All Might, pretty much, and it's completely loyal to Izuku. No matter what Izuku asks of it, she will do whatever Izuku asks of her without any questions asked, no matter what it is. Killing someone? Sure, she'll do it. Helping someone in need? Sure. She wouldn't bat an eye on anything. So pretty much, I'll come up with photos next video to show what she will look like and what Sludge will look like, and maybe try to edit them, what they'll all look together. I'll think about it. So pretty much, what's going to happen now is I'm going to cut from here. So this is going to be before the forest camp, but after the big attack, or big city attack on all the Nomus. So like in between that area. I'm gonna cut over to Inko now. Inko finally found Asashi. So pretty much what happened is, Momo was the same age as Deku. Well, yeah, Momo's the same age as Deku, and she's gonna have a completely different mother. But now, Inko and Asashi, which is Momo's really, really rich dad, they found each other again, let's say, 3 months after Inko dropped Izuku off on the boot camp, well, the military training area that's pretty much torture for everyone involved, except so she found Asashi, and Asashi recognized her. Well, he didn't recognize her. His bodyguards and what he saw on the video recording, pretty much he recognized her from that. And she said, "It's you," and pretty much they get together and they actually click. They like each other. And they have a second child. And like I said before, they have completely forgotten about Izuku's existence. Asashi didn't even know about Izuku's existence, and Inko completely forgot about it, because this is after she pretty much tried to block out all memories of him, because it would just be so traumatic for her. It was just so traumatic for her to drop off her own son there. So it was just so traumatic for her that she just forgot. She just didn't want to remember, and her brain said, "No, you are not." And they are going to have a daughter. So Asashi has 2 daughters. One is Momo, and one is... I'll come up with a name later. One is Deku's sister. Officially sister, like half-sister. So pretty much what happens is, this sister will be... So she is 4 years younger than Izuku. Izuku is 18, so 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. So she will be 14 now, so she will have her quirk. Her quirk will be stronger gravity manipulation. So nowhere near Izuku's level of gravity manipulation or creation quirks. So, but pretty much, instead of just slowly lifting stuff towards her like Inko's ability is, she's able to not completely, but with a, she's sort of like, she's sort of like the gravity girl from in My Hero Academia, which the heavier the object, the harder it is for her to lift it. And if she, well, I'm not sure if that's an issue or not, but don't really care at this point. So pretty much what it is, she has a weight limit and a distance. So the more she trains her quirk, the more she trains her quirk, the more she can carry with her telekinesis, and the longer she can do it. For the time being, at 14 years old, she can carry something. She can carry 5 kilograms or 20 meters around her in all directions. So yes, this is a very hard quirk, but it's a very strong one when you level it up. So it's sort of like slowly getting stronger and stronger and stronger over the more time it takes, the stronger it will be. So pretty much, she will be strong. Not as strong as Izuku, because I'm making Izuku really, really strong. And yeah. But the thing is, because she has such a strong quirk, she will have the same mentality as Bakugo. I'm giving her the same mentality as Bakugo. Because she is very, very rich. And unlike Momo, which is very delicate about her position and very upfront and very accepting, trying to represent her father, Deku's sister will actually be because she has a strong quirk and she doesn't have to study as hard as Momo to get her quirks stronger, because Momo has to study all the elements, all that stuff to strengthen her quirk, so it's the perfect one for her. But she just needs to train her quirk using gravity, just slowly getting stronger and stronger and stronger over time. So pretty much, she just becomes young female Bakugo, but rich and spoiled, because Inko wants to spoil her, Asashi will semi-spoil her, so this is going to be a very rich twat, so nearly the complete opposite of Izuku, which is very conservative and won't show anything to anyone unless he is 100% sure that nothing bad will happen and it's going to be smooth sailing from there on out. And pretty much what will happen is one day Izuku will be walking along the just walking in the streets, minding his own business, need to pick up some groceries. So he's holding one bag of groceries and just looking around in the city, because he hasn't been out for over a year, so he's just going, what has happened? I am so confused, so much more activity than I expected. And then he bumps into this young high schooler that's pretty much says, move out of the way, old man, and pushes him and says, weakling, and spits on Izuku and says, why are you even here? And she just storms off. And Izuku just sat there starstruck of what that little girl just did and said to him, just like, okay, I need to teach her a lesson. And what he will be doing is something that I will be explaining in the next episode. I hope you like and subscribe. If you want to see a part 5, let me know in the comments. Let me know Izuku's little sister's name and what Izuku's mother name should be as well. I hope you subscribe. If you enjoy my content, please tell me. It helps a lot. It makes me want to make more videos. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.